You might know melonpan, but there's so much more to Japanese bakeries. I'm Japanese, born and raised here, and today I'm sharing the classic breads that I and many locals grew up eating. Today I've picked up 7 pastries, a mix of sweet and savoury, to show you. I got most of them from Deli France, which is a big chain you can find across Japan. There are other popular chains too, which are Vie de France, Andersen, and Donk. And of course there are lots of local bakeries too. But the breads I'm showing you today are kind of classics which you'll find pretty much anywhere, from bakeries to supermarkets and even convenience stores. Alright, let's get into the 7 pastries I've picked, and we're gonna start off with savoury first. I think it's fair to start off with this one. It's the Koppe Pan, or curry bread. This is a deep-fried bread filled with Japanese curry. Crispy on the outside, soft and fluffy inside, and the curry gives it a nice kick. I must say it's a lot of people's favorites, and it's definitely a must-have in almost all Japanese bakeries. Alright, shall we get into it and give it a bit of a taste test? Okay, so when you open it up, like I said, it is filled with curry! Woo! And this one I got from Deli France. It's actually the #1 top-selling product within Deli France. And this one is the curry cheese bread. So sometimes you can find these fancy curry breads that are like with cheese and like some other, like, I don't know, spicy beef curry, spicy pork curry sort of idea. But yes, this one has so much cheese inside. And if you have a microwave in your hotel room or something, I would highly recommend you to warm it up because it really changes the game. Okay, let's see what the #1 top selling pastry tastes like. This time I didn't warm it up, but oh my god, the outside is still crispy. I don't even know how they do it. And inside, when I, went into it, I got like a really big chunk of potato, which was really fluffy and nice. And then the cheese, when you look at it, it actually doesn't look very like gooey or anything, but it's actually pretty soft. So I think they do think about how the cheese is gonna feel on your tongue when it's not warm. I think they really did a great job on this. And with curry bread, you can actually find like specialty shops that actually specialize in curry breads. So my favorite one is called Giraffe or Giraffa, something like that. You can find stores in Asakusa and Kamakura, but they serve the best cheese curry bread. That when you bite into it, the cheese like really becomes stringy and gives you that nice photogenic look. So if you're into cheese curry bread, definitely check out Giraffa. But if not, you can find any good curry bread in a bakery or supermarket or convenience store. Okay, next up we have the Yakisoba Pan or Yakisoba Bread. So this one I really wanted to show it to you, but unfortunately Deli France doesn't have Yakisoba Pan on their menu, so I had to run to the convenience store to get it. I got this from Family Mart, but I also found one at 7-Eleven as well. Maybe it's easier to find these in convenience stores than bakeries, but oh my god, look at that. So it's basically a soft bun with stir-fried noodles inside, and sometimes the pickled ginger on top. Yes, it's carbs stuffed inside, more carbs, but it's a classic. I think it's popular for school lunches and sometimes snacks, so especially for like students. I wouldn't eat this every day because, as I said, it's like carbs stuffed inside carbs, but it's very nostalgic for Japanese people, so let's give it a taste test. The nice saucy noodles inside really goes well with the nice and fluffy, kind sort of feeling bread. I haven't had this in a while, but it really reminds me of like my childhood memories. Next up, let's go with Croquette Pan or Croquette Bread. As you can see, it's a bread filled with croquette inside. And the Japanese croquettes are usually about this size, and they're made from mashed potatoes and minced meat. And look at that. That is very pretty. There's even like some mayo topping on top. And similar with the previous one, it really tastes like a good comforting food. This one is pretty simple, but sometimes it comes with like a tonkatsu sauce, like the kind of like the Worcestershire sauce sort of thing, and a bit of like shredded cabbage. Okay, let's give this a taste test. This one is actually very heavy when I hold it on my one hand, so I think it's gonna be very filling. If you have a big appetite, maybe have this for breakfast and it's gonna be great. You're gonna be satisfied until lunchtime. Anyway, let's go. So like I said, the inside of the croquette is made from mashed potatoes and minced meat, and the potatoes are so fluffy. Wow, and it's like not too salty, it's like the best savouriness, and actually I really like the mayo on top. It really goes well. Yeah, the bread is very fluffy, croquette is very substantial. So yeah, this is another popular savoury bread you'll find everywhere. Alright, from here onwards we get onto the sweet breads, and let me cleanse my palate with some iced coffee. And if you're enjoying this video, maybe give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more videos on Japanese food and culture. First up in the sweets bread section, we have the classic melonpan or melon bread. So like I mentioned in the intro, I feel like this one is pretty popular abroad now. The melonpan is crunchy on the outside and fluffy on the inside. The top layer is actually made from something like a cookie dough. And guess what? Despite its name, it doesn't have any melon inside. Yeah, this one doesn't really look like melons, but if you get some from like other stores, they do have like lines that make it look like melons. Like, you know, skin of the melon. I've seen some bakeries add melon flavoring on the cookie dough and also have like some melon cream filling inside, but that was in Hokkaido where, you know, melons are famous. So usually if you're outside of where melons are popular or famous, then you would probably get melon pan without any melons inside. I've also seen specialty melon pan shops on the streets. It's loved by both adults and kids and is a total icon. So you can definitely eat it as is, like room temperature. And look, it's already pretty, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's pretty like firm. Yeah, really like cookies. So yeah, it's amazing to eat it as is, but there's also a trick where you can microwave it for maybe 30 seconds and it gives it like a nice soft and fluffy texture. But I'm just gonna have it room temperature. Yeah, the best way is to microwave it and then put it in the like oven toaster for a bit, but maybe if you're traveling you don't have that, so if you have a microwave, that'll be great. If not, room temperature is also great. Yeah, anyway, let's go. The inside is like a nice fluffy bread. Nothing too fancy, but I really love the outer layer. I really hope they just sell like the outer layer of it, but maybe that's just gonna be called cookies, so I don't know. But yeah, the outer layer is definitely the highlight. And my favorite is not the top part, it's the underneath. This is where the cookie dough is like most concentrated, so it is like really firm and like super nice. Next up, we have the Anpan. So Anpan are bread filled with red bean paste inside. And I would say the bread is not too soft, but it's like, it's got a good substantial texture. And the inside, you can usually choose from tsubuan or koshian. Tsubuan is the chunky red bean paste with like bits of beans inside. And koshian is like the smooth, silky type of red beans without any chunks. And I, being a lover of beans, I like tsubuan a lot more with the chunky texture because it feels more like red beans. So at Deli France, you can choose the two depending on your liking, and the tsubuan has like the black sesame seeds on top and the koshian has white sesame seeds on top, so it's easy to tell which one's which. And yeah, I would say tsubuan makes it feel more like like beans, and koshian feels maybe a bit lighter and more refined. And yeah, I believe people have strong preferences like myself. Okay, so this one is pretty heavy, so you can tell there's a lot of red bean paste inside, which is amazing. So let's dig into that. Woo! So as you can see, it is filled with red bean paste. Yay, let's go! Oh, the red bean paste has the perfect sweetness, and like I said, the bread isn't like too soft. So it still has that like bread texture, you know what I mean? Like, you know these breads that are white, they're like very squishy and like super soft. They are good on their own, but when it's like a classic bread like this, I prefer this sort of more firm bread. Anpan has always been my top choice for sweet pastries because you can never go wrong with it, and also I just love beans, so yeah. That's it. But when you're in Japan and get a chance, please definitely give Anpan a try. Next one is something I feel like a lot of you will like. It's the cream pan. Cream bread. So this one is a soft bread filled with custard cream. It's a classic sweet option. The cream is usually thick, smooth, and it's got like a slight eggy taste. And it's not too sweet usually. So it can come in like a half moon shape or like just a round shape. Comes in different forms, and yeah, it's a bakery staple for all ages. This is pretty heavy as well. I can tell it's got quite a bit of cream inside. So let's open this up. Nice. Oh, okay, maybe not as much as I thought, because that bit's just bread and that bit's the custard, so you kind of have to like distribute it nicely to get the custard every time you bite into it. But yeah, let's give it a try on the custard side. Mmm! This cream is actually pretty light, so very easy to eat. Very smooth, quite eggy, which is amazing. It's comforting and simple, definitely one of the most common sweetbreads in Japan. Last but not least, we have the Koppe Pan. So here's a bit of a story. I went to Delhi, France early in the morning and not everything was on the shelf. So I was going to show you something else, but then I ran to the convenience store to get this instead because I thought it's another classic bread you can get in Japan. So Koppe Pan is a classic oval shaped bread, just simple and soft. And it was originally served in school lunches, so it's very nostalgic for a lot of Japanese people. You can find all sorts of filling from sweet to savoury, and actually the Yakisoba bread I showed you earlier, that was made from Koppe Pan as well. And this one I picked is from 7-Eleven, and it's the cafe latte cream roll. They had all sorts of different ones like whipped cream and like, I don't know, brown sugar cream, strawberry, and I don't know, Marge or something. But yeah, I thought this was the most interesting, so I picked up this one. And as you can see, this one is pretty white. Look. White bread. I believe this one's more new, so it's half eaten. But the yakisoba bread, this one you can see is brown. And this one I got is whiter. So this one is definitely the more classic type, the brown one. But I think they came up with this white bread, which are softer and more fluffy, I would say. And yeah, it goes really well with the sweet filling. I haven't tried this particular one yet, so let me see if the cafe latte one tastes good. Oh, look. Nice. Let's give it a taste test. Mmm. Oh my god. I love this white type of Koppe Pan because they're like a lot softer. I don't want to do it, but like it's so soft that when you squish it, I swear if you like, you know, squish it really hard, it will just become like a thin sheet of bread. Yeah, it's really that soft. Very, very airy, very fluffy. And the cream inside is slightly bitter, it's not too sweet, and it is actually really, really good. Mmm. Mmm. That's it for today's breads. Which one would you like to try? Or if you've been to Japan before, did you have your favorite bakery item? Let me know in the comments because I'd love to know. Many thanks for watching until the end. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it that thumbs up and subscribe to see more future videos about Japanese foods and culture. Bye!